Welcome to Plymouth Ice Center for Lake Conference Girls Hockey as a rivalry gets renewed here today. It's the Hopkins Royals, now Hopkins Park Royals, taking on the Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken, and obviously that is a change this year for their program. St. Louis Park has joined Hopkins in a co-op, and things have worked out pretty well according to Coach Erickson, saying that, you know, it's boosted the depth definitely in their program, and it's been pretty smooth sailing as far as combining the teams.
Well, obviously they got a winning record. They're 9-8-0 and doing well. Upset Minnetonka the other night. They're playing good hockey, so it's given them a good cross of experienced seniors and youngsters, and it's mixing really well. Consistency is still a bit of a problem, but this is a good hockey team out of a program that's produced some pretty good Division I hockey players.
And for Wayzata, definitely a good overall record. If you'd asked 2 weeks ago, you probably would have said, yeah, everything's going great. They've hit a little bit of a stumble at midseason. They're going to be without probably their best player, Natalie Heising, today, playing with the U18 U.S. team. So they're trying to find things again here after a little bit of a stumble.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of been a track record here. They tend to look really good, and then they stumble, and then they get to section, they look really good, and they just can't get over the hump. And as far as working in the Lake Conference with the Edinas and Eden Prairies and stuff, they have a good record out of conference, but in conference, you know, they're mid-range in there at the bottom. They need something to kick them to get them going. It's an experienced squad. They got a lot of seniors. This is a good hockey team, and they got to find it today. They got to win this game to get them over the hump.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in today's contest, starting with the Royals and a star in the making, or maybe a star already, I guess, sophomore Kylie Hanley.
Don't you love it when sophomores lead a team in scoring? You know, coming out of nowhere, she's just been a magician. She's got 35 points. She's got, I think, 23 assists, or 13 assists for a team, and making everybody better. I love it when a sophomore does that. I'll be anxious to see her because no one's heard anything about her until now. So we'll see if she's the straw that stirs the drink.
And for Wayzata, we're going to talk about one of their captains, Maddie Wolzman, as a player who sees the ice awfully well.
Well, that's it. I was amazed that Coach kind of, you know, compared her to Wayne Gretzky, who saw things on the ice that other people didn't see. He said, you know, I don't see where the puck's going to be. I see where it's going to end up. And she does that. She finds the hole. She gets it in the office in the back of the net. She can feed people. She makes everybody around her better. And she's a hard player, got a good stride. You won't notice her running around like a banshee. She's very smooth. But she'll get rid of that puck and set somebody up. So she's going to have to step up tonight. She's going to have to get her team going.
All right, it's early January, but we really are heading down the home stretch of the regular season already in girls hockey. So an important one for both of these Lake Conference teams. It's Hopkins Park taking on Wayzata, and it comes up next here on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
And welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. A chilly Saturday afternoon outside, but nice in here as the Royals and the Trojans get set to do battle, the first of their two meetings this season here. And both teams, you know, kind of just getting started into conference play. And Hopkins, as Dan said, boy, I tell you, when you're one conference wins over Minnetonka, that's a pretty good eye-opener. And they have definitely, you know, probably have the maybe the least overall wins this year of the teams, or one of the least of the Lake teams, but that is a great win for them, and if they could get one here today at Wayzata, it would be huge for them too.
Oh, it just puts them in good position now for the rest of the season. And you start believing, too, Jay. You know, you beat Minnetonka. You come in here and beat Wayzata at home. It's like, all right, we got a shot here. You know, the Hopkins teams have always been feisty. So I expect a really tight game here. I expect a 1-goal difference.
We saw Annika Carlander, who's played every game so far for Hopkins. Likewise, her counterpart at Wayzata, Sarah Stelter. Here's Ashley Wiedela taking a quick shot. And it didn't take long before they put a puck on net against Carlander. So... And at the other end for Wayzata, Sarah Stelter. Overall, very good numbers, but like her team, hasn't maybe played quite as well of late as she was early on. They won their first 10 games of the year and then have stumbled a little bit since, losing to Eden Prairie in conference play and losing to Minnetonka 5-0 here. It was their first defeat, but Trojans definitely have some skill. Here's an opportunity now for the Royals as that shot flutters just wide from Olivia Mobley, number 36. Long one put toward net, and Stelter kicks that aside. Mobley winding up with it. Her team changing now, so she dumps it back into the other corner where it's grabbed by Izzy Shannon here for Wayzata. Now Tyra Swanson. Swanson looking to dump it in. Royals come away with it. Stella Haberman playing back on D now today as she's played some forward for them this year, and she handles the puck right here, a veteran for this Hopkins team. We've seemed to see them in the playoffs most years and over at Parade. And likewise, Wayzata. Trojans looking to break it out here. That long pass picked off at center ice and dumped back in by Kate Glover.
Well, this is a key period for Wayzata. In the games that they've been playing well in, Jay, they've gotten off to a real good start in the first period. They've outscored the opponents 20-7 in the first period. And if this is close, it is going to be a victory for Hopkins.
Long pass, going to be an ice. She got a piece of that puck, did Mandy Rusbeck there, but she was still on her side of the red line. As you get a look at Coach Chris Erickson, second year with the Hopkins program. Now, as we said, adding the Hopkins Park part of it this year. And had a good talk with Chris and with Becky Wacker before the game. So face off here in the Wayzata zone. Off the draw, the Royals able to control. Glover will whip it down in behind the net here where it's chased down by Emily Wisniewski for Wayzata. She'll reverse it back the other way. And then that pass off a skate. Rush interrupted at center, and Hopkins able to come back up with it here. Picked off at the blue line. Across it comes Glover and then tipped on in. Evan Douglas there for Hopkins, and a near giveaway as they look to break it out. Here comes Mobley trying to chase this puck down, and Megan Marshall there for Wayzata. Trojans have had a little trouble breaking it out so far. Here's another turnover. Now an opportunity, and Stelter able to make the stop on Annika Patterson's shot there for Hopkins. Wayzata right now, there's Becky Wacker. Just kind of trying to find some things. She's a little bit frustrated with the way things have gone of late here, and she said, Natalie Heising not being here has just changed a lot of the dynamic, and not just because of her skill, but because she's a very vocal player and somebody who keeps them loose, and so they've had to do some line shuffling and things too. So they'll get Natalie back in about a week, it sounds like. Good experience for her, obviously, and probably help her hockey-wise too, but the team misses her certainly when she's not here.
Well, the one thing, though, too, along with that, Jay, that's certainly, a reason, but they've got 10 seniors on this team, and somebody's got to step up to the plate here. I mean, they've all been here for a long time. They know what to do. You can't depend on one person all the time, and I think that's what Coach Wacker's frustrated with, that, come on, guys, we all can play here. Let's pull it together and get back into the way we used to play.
Shannon got a long shot on net there early in that opportunity there for Wayzata. She picks it up here again. Hopkins is changing. Izzy Shannon cutting it right up the middle. Now Wayzata changing behind her too. There's a shot tip to the corner. Taylor Nelson tracking it down here for Wayzata. Trying to win that puck back. A little battle in the circle. And the Royals able to come up with it as Elena Basel dumps it into the Trojan zone here. Sarah Iyer up with it for Wayzata. Now giving it over to Jackie Russo. They get it into the Hopkins zone. Haven't really seen clean rushes into for either team so far for the most part. Here's Glover, good skating defenseman, leading this rush here for Hopkins. Trying to play it around, but good positioning there by Iyer to keep her from getting that one. She really read that well.
Good rush by the D, good and smooth. Good stop by the Wayzata D there. You know, as we've watched the Trojans there over the past years under Becky Wacker, you know, the one thing she changed automatically was their defense. They play very good in their own zone. They generally don't give up very many goals. The question has been offense. And this year they thought they'd be a little more on and putting more goals in the net. They haven't done too bad, but when some of these games against some of the better teams in the Lake, they've kind of been frustrated.
They did break out a little bit with, albeit maybe not quite as strong an opponent, but got 7 against Buffalo the other night. So they're hoping in that. And she was looking for a faster start. That has been an issue of late. You said overall scoring-wise they've done well in the first period. Here's an opportunity, and Stelter stopping that one. But they have been a little bit sluggish in the opening period in the last week or two. Now we don't. Opportunity now here as Haberman carries it in, fires, and Stelter to save as she used the D as a screen there and tried to sneak it in short side, and Stelter had to be ready.
A little Haberman coming in. She's got quite a shot there. That got on the goalie real quick. Stelter had to be on top of it. Plus, she was screened there as it came through a defense there. Good shot opportunity, good opportunity for Hopkins Park.
Here comes Wolzman now, carrying it up to the right side. She'll flick it toward the corner here. Swanson giving it back. Wolzman putting it out front. A backhand try there. And a nice stop there by Carlander. It wasn't a real hard shot, although it was a good setup. And they got the right idea by getting rid of that puck in a hurry. See if they could catch her off guard with the backhand.
Oh, watch what happens too in front of the net here. Good opportunity for the Trojans to get it out front. Backhand group there. And all of a sudden, when that puck was loose, Trojans started showing up in front of the net. That's one way to get some scoring going.
This one tipped high over the net as Amanda Olson got her stick on that shot attempt from out high from Sammy Meister. So another faceoff in the Royals zone here. 11:34 to go in period number 1. No score on the board. No great chance, though. Hopkins had a pretty decent shot just a moment ago against Stelter that she made a glove save on. And this will be icing here against Hopkins Park.
Yeah, the one thing I really like about doing late games, Jay, is late conference games, both teams can skate well. There's no real weakness there and just creating opportunities here, but good moving games. They might get a little sloppy with the breakouts, but at least they can skate and move and make a difference there.
Off the draw, puck stays in the circle now. The Royals gain control. Nice breakout pass, and here leading the rush is Hamley. Hamley looking to slide it across. It was knocked off the stick there of Shannon. Pulled off the wall, though, nicely here by the Royals. Patterson circling away, drops it behind. Hamley putting it out front, but it's going to come all the way through. And Glover will track it down here for Hopkins, trying to catch Wayzata in a quick change. But Mobley couldn't come up with that puck. Tip free. Just the surface itself and the building feels so much larger here at Plymouth as compared to where Hopkins plays their home games over at Minnetonka Ice Arena. That's kind of one of those little, little tin bin feels to it that, it can be an intimidating place to play, I think, for other people. And this one's a lot more wide open.
That I totally agree with. I kind of like those small little tin bin types, though, too. You get a little up close and personal.
Well, and I think that's kind of nice to have the contrast, too.
Yes.
This is a great facility, and those are nice ones to play in, too. Maybe spectator-wise or whatnot, it's probably not quite as good, but definitely to play on. You like to have some of those small ones, too. It gives you a good home ice advantage.
Oh, it does, but in this type of ring, too, you get to see the game open up a little bit, and stars can be stars, because they got room to move and do what they do.
Penalty coming there, and a pretty vicious one as Meg Ransom came in hard and took down a Royal. So delayed penalty coming up against Wayzata. Here's a shot. It was just wide of the mark. Rebound grabbed up, thrown out front. Here's Hanley coming in, but she almost fanned on it. Just got a little bit of that one. And now Wayzata finally gains control of the puck. Any chance this will be a major here? And it looks like it's going to be a roughing call. Right here it is coming up right
Boom.
there. Came in kind of high and hard there. Ransom did.
He's lucky she didn't put her into the boards. That would have changed it totally. And we were talking to Coach Wacker, too. She said over the past 3 weeks that's been a problem. They've been taking a lot of penalties. And against some of these better teams, they're going to make you pay. They said they gave up 3 goals on specialty units.
It's tipped up in the air and in. Hopkins is on the board just 9 seconds into their power play. Interesting to see who ends up getting credit for this one, as it was deflected high in the air and it went over the shoulder. It looks like it is going to be Haberman's goal.
Well, good shot from the side there by Hanley, and boy, right in front there. That was the key.
Haberman got it out of midair there, and definitely, definitely low enough to be a good goal.
And Olsen in front there, number 23, blocked off the D so they couldn't get to Haberman as she came in. Got a clean, kind of bat out of the air type thing, but boy, I tell you, taking penalties, there you go, folks, kills you, just kills you. Yeah, and the funny thing is, Jay, if you look at the stats for both teams, both specialty units for both teams are very good. They're both at about 25% on the power play, and they're both at about 80% on the penalty kill. So it's surprising they gave one up that quickly.
Hanley and Glover will get the assist on Haberman's 12th of the season. As we said, a power play goal at 7:40, so just 9 seconds into the power play.
And Hopkins has been outscored in the first period, 11-16, and looks like they're starting to surge a little bit, maybe.
Nice breakout pass here, Wiedela. And trying to get it over to Swanson. Swanson throwing one wide of the net as she had trouble getting to that puck. They keep it in, though, and send it down toward the corner and look to forecheck as Taylor Nelson coming in hard. At center, intercepted here for Wayzata by Wisniewski. Getting it across to Megan Marshall. And dumps it on in. Carlander out to stop it. Nice step up there by Wisniewski. She'll come back out to the point with it. Here's a drive. Ooh, tipped a couple times and then picked up by the Royals and sent down the rink. And softly enough, that icing will be waved off as it slowly rolls toward the line. And back is Marshall now circling on out, but they weren't on the same page on that pass, and it's intercepted. Haberman sliding it across, tipped into the Wayzata zone right near their bench. And then it deflects off of Wisniewski. Now they get it ahead to Ransom. 3-on-3 as they hit the line. Ransom flicking a long shot, and Carlander will glove that and hang on here as Hopkins Park leading it 1-0 here with 7:22 to go in period number 1. Pretty good start for the Royals, aside from just the goal. They've gotten the better of the chances.
Oh, their forechecking's been really good, Jay. They know exactly where Wayzata's going with the puck, and Wayzata's got to start either, reversing it back out to stop that forecheck, or they got to start putting the puck in a different spot, break out with the center rather than the winger.
Ransom trying to pull that puck free in the corner. Now they do get it out of there. Here's Meister teeing it up. Oh, Carlander snatches that one as it was looking to go high short side.
Well, Wayzata's doing a good job of setting this up. They're winning the battle on the sideboards, and get it back to the D and letting the D rip it a little bit. This is a really good shot here. High riser with a flutter on it. Carlander just acting like the pro, just snapping it out of the air like, okay, give me something else.
Hard to tell from this angle or even that angle that we just saw there whether it might have been going wide anyway, but it was definitely had a lot on it. Trojans recover the puck here. Lindsay Zeck carrying it now for Wayzata. Zeck putting it out front and it was tipped away. Mobley speeding up the right side, gets it to Hamley, and she smoothly dumps it on in. Stelter, and Stelter really likes to play the puck, and occasionally it creates some anxious moments for the coaches too, and that was one of them right there. That made the save on that deflected shot. Now an opportunity on as it hops away. Here's Wolzman. Wolzman cutting it to the middle, shoots, and it looked like it hit either the crossbar or the tip of the glove of Carlander, and right back the other way. Here's a shot, and Stelter making the save on that one. Is up the left wing was Patterson for Hopkins. Another look at this one by Wolzman as she cuts it back to the middle. Oh yeah, it did hit the crossbar. I didn't hear it, but that's what it looked like. And she did what was very close to getting them on the board.
A great play for cutting back into the middle, Jay, and then coming back across with a shot. It was a very smart play.
And from what we heard from Coach Wacker, Maddie Wolzman, very smart student too, is to go into engineering. And opportunity out front, backhand, the puck is in. Big screen in front. Carlander couldn't get to it, and it slides between her pads. One of those as a goalie that you're a little frustrated about, feeling like maybe we're kind of bumped a little bit here, but it's going to be a good goal for Wayzata. And the Trojans get on the board, and yes, it's Ransom, the player who had the penalty that led to a goal the other way.
She works her way in front. She's actually pushed there. You know, there's no penalty or goalie interference there, and keeps her stick on the ice and gets it deflected to the 5-hole. Nice play, way to make up for that penalty, young lady. That's a good way to do it. That'll keep your coaches happy. And we got a tie game now. Now, Carlander's looked real good, but it's real tough when you got two people standing in front of you battling and trying to work the puck.
So we're even up at a goal apiece here now. Schuett and Marshall will get the assist on Ransom's goal as she got a little piece of that on the deflection in front. Another look. As it's stopped here, then here's the backhand try right there, and it does go off of Ransom's stick. And they're pumped up about that one.
Good play, got everybody involved, take it out to the top, got the D to get some shots, got it through somehow, and guess what happened? We just scored.
Iyer putting one out front, and that one's loose again, and they score again. 2 in a row here for the Trojans. This time knocked home by Ali Wiedela. And Wayzata, just like that, snatches the lead away from Hopkins.
Well, the senior stepping up, Ransom and Wiedela. Look at this. Nice shot from the point again. And got it down low, and here we go. The Trojans start going to work in their office, and they just do ugly goal, and you know what? They don't care if it says ugly goal. It just says goal, and Wheeler puts it away to give them a 1-goal lead. And Hopkins defense, they got to start getting some people out on those points and really clearing people out in front of Carlander. She has no clue where that puck is coming.
That is one area that I think Wayzata definitely has the advantage, is a little more physical team, and a little bit bigger overall, obviously. Not everyone, but
yeah, size does make a difference. Weight makes a difference too.
Iyer will get the assist on Wiedela's goal, her 5th of the year, at exactly 12 minutes. So goals just 41 seconds apart for Wayzata, and all of a sudden they are into the lead here and doing some good things. And I kind of wanted to make the point too that, you know, we were talking about some recent struggles with Wayzata and everything, but overall this has been a strong year. We don't want to make it sound like that they're not a good team or that they haven't done a lot of good things. It's just of late it's been a little bit more of a struggle.
Well, they're 13-4-0 right now. They're a really good hockey team, but you know, it's getting close to sections now, and that's when it's going to get tough, and they're in an especially tough section. And especially in the conference too, so this is a big year for them. They got a lot of seniors here. They got to make it happen. That's why it's getting a little tense.
Swanson picking it up here for Wayzata. Nice pass to the middle there, but knocked away from Russo, and they'll have to regroup and go again here as Marshall slides it across.
There we go. You know, Hopkins got to reestablish themselves as far as the forechecking again. And, you know, I like the fact that their D is jumping up in the plane and going with it and getting it inside the Wayzata zone where they can operate.
Dump back down to the corner. Mobley trying to get to that puck. Nelson there to grab it. Now Glover again pushes it back down deep. Battle in just into the Hopkins zone. Wayzata, but they really seem to get some jump from those goals. I mean, everybody's skating hard and fast right now for the young ladies in the home gold jerseys here. Mobley has to play it back out to center. Taylor Nelson gathering for Wayzata, and she'll throw it on in and head off on a quick change here as we go under 2.5 minutes to play here in the first period. Wayzata now leading 2-1.
What's nice about that too, Jay, is when you're struggling to score, you want to get it anywhere you can. Those are 2 score uglies, which is fine. That sometimes will break that opening, like you said, and loosen your grip on your stick and let you play a little bit looser. And they're using their size and their physicality, which is the one big advantage, as you pointed out, against Hopkins. Hopkins and Skip, but they're not as big as the Trojans.
And Ashley Wiedela nearly split the D there, but the Royals just got a piece of it. Now it's off a skate and into Wayzata's zone again. Lindsay Zeck back to play it here for Wayzata. Nice bank pass ahead. Here comes Ashley Wiedela. And that one was tipped by Haberman. That's the one nice thing. Well, that one intercepted right there for the Trojans. Back out for Ashley Wiedela. The nice thing about being a D here is you got a lot of space on this Olympic rink to either go off the boards or cross to your partner. Mm-hmm. And Wayzata, now we get a slashing call coming up, I think, against Hopkins. Delayed penalty against the Royals. Or I'm assuming a slash anyway, but a penalty nonetheless. And we will get this one whistled down. It's going to be a high stick, actually. So now we'll get a chance to see the Trojans on the power play. And a lot of times you start to get that forecheck, and that's when penalties are created. And it's going to be against Patterson.
So essentially, Wayzata is going to have about 1 minute and 14 rather than 2 minutes to really see if they can do something. You and I have talked a lot about this. Getting a penalty split up by a period break can really mess things up. So what can they get done in 1 minute and 14 seconds? It would be real big for them to score right now.
They've already generated some momentum, and if they can pepper the net and maybe put another one in, it would be big for them too, obviously, at the end of this period. Allie Wiedela back out. Meister slides it across left side. Shannon shot. Boy, they're looking for the tip. Taylor Nelson reaching for that one.
Beautiful setup there. Good opportunity.
Meister. Now it comes out and looking for the tip again. Ashley Wiedela firing that one to the side, hoping to get a deflection. Now across it comes to Shannon. Meister will swing it around. Here is Allie Wiedela. Meister kicking it around past Glover. And Meister got the better of that collision with Haberman, that's for sure. 15 to go in the period. Pass out front, puck loose. Carlander had to make a stop on a point-blank chance there. Royals just desperately trying to clear it, but they don't get it out. Shannon shooting and right into the midsection of Annika Carlander there, and she will stop things with 4 seconds to go here in the period. And the Trojans throwing a lot at Carlander right now.
Buzzing back and forth. I think they've had 4 good opportunities here in this power play, either with missed tips or point shots coming back. Here we go.
Here's a chance. Carlander a save, and then a miss on the rebound.
Whoa.
Taylor Nelson making a bid right at the end of the period there for the Trojans. So after a slow start, Wayzata comes on very strong. They will take a 2-1 lead into intermission here. You're watching Lake Conference Girls Hockey on 12 Sports.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. Wayzata leading Hopkins Park 2-1 after one period here in our Lake Conference girls hockey game on this chilly Saturday afternoon. Some first period highlights. Good hard shot here by Stella Haberman, but Sarah Stelter up to the challenge. And a penalty taken here by Meg Ransom of Wayzata right there, and it immediately leads to a goal. And watch this one. Hanley's shot, a nice blocker save, but great hand-eye coordination, knocking it out of midair there by Haberman to put Hopkins in the lead on the power play. But Wayzata comes back. A near miss here. Wolzman hitting the crossbar on that one, but they really played strong later in the period, and it eventually led to goals like this one right here. This is their first one. It's put on net and deflected in front by Ransom. So not too long after she'd taken a penalty that led to a goal, she gets a goal herself. And then they again pepper the net here, and watch 18 keep jabbing at it here. Put away by Ali Wiedela for the Trojans as they got a lot of pressure in front of the net late in the period. They had a slight edge in shots on goal and scoring chances, and the ice definitely tilted Wayzata's way later in the period. They will have 46 seconds of power play time to begin our second period as well. We will come back to Plymouth Ice Center in just a moment here. Thanks for watching girls hockey on 12 Sports.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
And welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. Along with Dan Ficken, I'm Jay Wilcox. Wayzata leading Hopkins Park 2-1 as we get set to drop the puck for period number 2. And again, Hopkins will be shorthanded for another 46 seconds as Annika Patterson took a high sticking penalty late in that first period, but they've already killed off a good chunk of it. Wayzata probably actually wishing that period break didn't come, because they had really come on strong in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes of that period.
Well, they had 3 shots in the last 10 seconds there of the period, and they were putting real pressure on Carlander, kept Hopkins in there. So, and now with the face-off in the neutral zone here, that's good for Hopkins. So we'll see if they can kill this thing off.
Wayzata winning the draw, and here we go for period 2. Izzy Shannon controlling it for the Trojans. Puts it on Meg Ransom's stick. Royals gain control but can't get it out. And now knocked down, and they do come up with it. Opportunity a little bit shorthanded here. Hanley's going to throw a long one on the net at Stelter. Here's Zach to pick it up for Wayzata. Some wet ice still to begin play here, so you have to be careful. The puck probably going to stick a little bit in certain spots. Stelter stops it now for Wolzman. Wolzman sending it to Lindsay Zach and across to Shannon.
Nice.
Shannon trying to get it around Glover, but couldn't, and a nice job there by Glover, and the penalty time is over. Zach trying to get away from Patterson there, and then her pass at center ice intercepted. Zach, though, picks it right back up. And Zach is going to be called for a penalty there as she got onto the back a little bit of a Royals player. And so a delayed call coming up against Wayzata, I think, yes. And now we will get the whistle. A cross check is going to be called. And probably, I don't think you'd put that in the category of a good penalty. It wasn't particularly necessary right there. Although,
yeah, it looked like she's kind of getting out of the way, but that tallness, the arms got hooked up, and the Hopkins player, definitely a penalty. Got the cross check and took her down. Good call from that viewpoint, but
it was, in looking at it again, it didn't happen exactly as I had first thought, though, because initially she was trying to avoid her, but then did get the little shot in on the way down. And it's, particularly when the puck's that near, it's pretty hard to get away with that. They're going to see that. Mobley slipping it back to Glover out top. Back to Mobley. This will be an opportunity for Hopkins to get some momentum back in.
Nice
Mobley had it go off the heel of her stick, though, and it was knocked down immediately. The Royals obviously scored on their first power play and did it very early, only 9 seconds in, but a little trouble getting started here. Hanley to Mobley. And leaves that puck back for Glover. Glover carries it into the Trojan zone.
That was just very smart play by Glover there. Just unbelievably nice, smart, good control. Got it all set up for the Hopkins Royals in the zone. Here they go to work now.
Haberman circling out of the corner. Fanned on her pass, but gets it right back. Looking for the tip in front, but never really got a shot there. As going down was Amanda Olsen. Then that shot flutters high and wide. Glover races over to get it here and keeps it in with a nice little spin. Now Iyer trying to get a chance to clear it, but taken away by Hanley. Hanley firing. Stelter the save. It was a shallow angle, but she got a lot on that one. A shoulder save there by Stelter. Wayzata looking to try and change in a hurry, at least a couple players, and now Glover carries it in. Haberman will come right back to Glover. Half minute to go in the power play. Hopkins has done a nice job moving the puck now across. Hanley had it handcuff her a little bit. Glover right back for Hanley. Hanley to her knees, but gets it to Glover. Glover trying to split between a couple of players, and Wayzata gets there, but they cannot clear. Hanley swinging it around. Haberman will tee it up, and it hit a body out front and deflected wildly. Now Glover stopping it. Penalty time is now over, but Hopkins has done a real good job getting set up in the zone. But if you're Wayzata, you're thinking we didn't allow a lot of great chances on that, so not a bad penalty kill either.
You know, basically both teams operated the way they should. They got some opportunities, but, you know, the Trojans kept them limited and from a wide angle, and, killed it off very nicely. I was just so impressed with the way Kate Glover ran that power play. She was absolutely amazing. She controlled it and set it up. It's because of her they got so many opportunities.
Controlled here now by the Trojans, and Carlander making a save. A Wayzata player a little banged up. Russo is very slow to get to her feet and trying to get to the bench. I guess that's the good time to get a little injured, though, is when you're only about 5 feet from your bench. And made her way over there, so we'll keep an eye out on her. Wisniewski carrying the puck back for the Trojans here. Pass ahead, but tipped to center by Nelson, and right back the other way comes Haberman. She's a good skater, kind of an interesting style. Not, doesn't look like everybody else in her skating stride, but definitely can move.
Oliver, 5 foot, even, tremendously good player. Hopkins always seems to have one or two small players like that that are really good.
Yeah, it's been interesting in their program in the last several years. I'd say there's no question they don't have as much depth as Wayzata usually, but they always seem to have a few really, really talented players.
Every year, for the past 5 years, I think they've put 2 or 3 players up in Division I, and just seem to develop them good. Like you said, not a lot of depth, but what they have is good.
Now here comes Wolzman coming out of there with it. Waiting for teammates trying to catch up. She's kind of alone for the moment. It gets a good shot. Carlander to save. Had trouble covering it, and it stayed loose. And now Hopkins looking to break it out back the other way. Hope Doctor. But Wolzman will have it right back. Wolzman looking to the middle. Wolzman knocked down. Penalty coming. And now we get the whistle as Hopkins is going to go shorthanded again, as Hanley will be called for the trip, although this was one that probably did take away a decent scoring chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Wolzman was working herself into the middle to get ready for a shot. Hanley didn't intentionally bring her down, but as she reached, just kind of tapped her on the leg, and down she went. But like I said, probably not a bad penalty. The unfortunate part, Hanley's one of the better penalty killers on the Hopkins team, so we'll see how that affects this penalty kill for them.
So Hanley will have to sit and watch a little bit. Boy, and looking at it again, she didn't get much of her leg at all, but it was enough, I guess, to spin her off balance. And it certainly looked like a trip, even if it wasn't. Here's a shot that sails up wide, up high. Meister giving it back to Shannon. Ooh, and a skate save there by Carlander. I don't think you could see that one all the way through. Royals able to clear it out to center. Meister swinging it across to Shannon. And the Wiedela sisters nearly ran into each other there. Back out top. Here comes Meister sliding it across to Shannon. She shoots. Oh, and Carlander just got a piece of that. Really had to go side to side in a hurry. Great setup by Wayzata. Now down to Shannon again. Looking out front, the tip. And it's chopped up by Ashley Wiedela, and it goes wide. Now Shannon grabbing it again here. Here's Allie Wiedela, who had a goal in that first period. They tried to put it on net anyway. Haberman the block, though. And not able to clear, though. A lot of space to try and get that out, but she put it right at Wiedela. Now it's Wiedela shooting, and that one hits a skate and deflects into the corner.
Well, and the worst part now is their second period. The benches are in the wrong positions. They're too far to go. You can't get a quick change when there's a little hesitation. They got to get it completely out of the zone to make a change. They're going to get tired, Hopkins.
And that one floats all the way through. Wayzata right now not doing a real good job of getting chances on net, although they did have definitely one earlier. And they continue to possess and try and generate offense, and again, a body right out front, and they're jousting. Here's a drive, and that trickles just wide off Carlander. Meister up with it, trying to put it back out front. It was blocked by Glover. Here's Shannon. Under 10 to go in the power play here for Wayzata as they continue to try and put pressure on. Oh, and a swing and a miss. Ashley Wiedela. Now Allie Wiedela puts one right on that. Carlander the save, and the penalty time to Hanley is now over. So the Royals have survived 2 minutes shorthanded here, just like Wayzata did a little bit earlier in the period. So we stay at 2-1 Trojans.
Finally a shot from the point, a little bit of a flutter there, but nobody was in front again. They were all off to the side. And a lot of the times the Trojans in this power play tried to come in from the side door, but nobody get a stick on it. And the one they did get a really good opportunity, they fanned on it. You might be better off when you scored to go up top and then work it from there, screening the goalie.
And it's a fine line for that person out front too. I mean, yes, you want to get tips and you want to get in the goaltender's vision, but sometimes if you get too close, it takes away your opportunity to put a rebound in. You have to kind of have a feel for the spacing around the net.
Oh, and Carlander knows where they are. She's going to deflect it away from him. And Glover was out there, and she's a tremendous defenseman, really leaning on him per se. So, yeah, I mean, you would, I think, better off being up front, up top.
Wayzata possessing again here. They're no longer on the power play, of course, but here's the pass out front, and Zach just had her stick tied up a little bit as she tried to get that shot away on a pretty good pass. Hope Doctor unable to clear it out. Hopkins scrambling to get that puck out of their zone here as Basil circles back. And they get bottled up again. Zach bringing it in for Wayzata. Tees it up and hit a defender and trickles to the corner. And that pass broken up. Comes out top. Here's a shot. Carlander the save. And Megan Marshall's try. And we kind of have the feel that we're still in a shorthanded situation, even though it's not, and that can happen. Even though, even though you didn't give up a goal on your penalty kill, it just gets into the mode of being stuck in your zone.
The only advantage that happened when that penalty ended and Carlander making a save before is they changed the lineup, and yet this group is getting fairly tired now too. They got a chance now to change that, but good forecheck by Wayzata, really doing a nice job.
Trying to spring one long there for Mobley, no icing. Mobley comes up with it, gives it to Hanley. To the point. Now gathered by Patterson. Hanley working with the puck there. Patterson in to help. Patterson comes off the wall with it, but chased back by Shannon and tied up. And the Royals are able to keep it in. Good work by Patterson. Her shot off a defender, never made it to the net. Now Izzy Shannon trying to get that puck out and just does so. And now almost a chance for a 2-on-1. It's still an opportunity. Meg Ransom, and then lost it, and Ransom's going to be called for a penalty there as she tripped up the Royals' Hanley, and now delayed penalty time is skating right through the middle of the play with Carlander there. Kind of funny watching her making that long trip to the bench. Glover.
Look at her.
Six attackers for Hopkins. And the save here by Stelter, and then a little push at the end there by Megan Marshall. But since they already had a penalty coming, I don't think they're going to tack on another there, even though it was a little bit of a late shove.
It must be obviously egregious. Now, here's there's the penalty there, and Ransom just kind of that stick kind of getting in there, adding a little pressure. And we've seen over the past 5 years when they started tightening up these stick penalties, Jay, that they're very consistent in these calls, and if it's into the legs in any way, shape, or form, whether you yank or not, you're going to get a penalty. And players got to be aware of that.
A slashing penalty on Ransom, so Hopkins back to the power play. Glover circling, getting it for Haberman. Haberman into the circle, shooting, and it goes just wide. Hanley up with it. Back to Glover. Glover spinning away and got the pass over to Mobley. Haberman looking to return it, but a nice read there by Ali Wiedela. And then hammered down the rink by the Trojans' Meister. Ali Wiedela is going to be first to it, but then Glover takes it. Looking for Haberman straight up the middle. Haberman on the power play rush. And they get back and tie her up, but gets the puck right back. Hanley back to Haberman. Right back for Hanley, and that one denied in front. Hanley gets the puck back again. Glover teeing it up, and the tip, and Stelter getting a piece of that one. Around it comes. Hanley from her knees throws one in front, and that one goes all the way through. Basil dropping it back to Glover. Her shot. Stelter trying to get through it, lost her stick. She does not have her goal stick at the moment. Puck comes to the front. It's a bad feeling for a goalie, and now gets help from her teammate Shannon, and they are able to clear it and relieve the pressure.
Boy, this has just been fun, G, tonight. Watching both these power plays work. They're both working and doing a great job just watching them move the puck, creating some opportunities.
Penalty time is now over, so no harm done here if you're Wayzata, but you don't want to, obviously both teams try and avoid getting to the box if possible, because it certainly has affected not only the scoring but the momentum of the game when they've been shorthanded. Delayed offside here. Wayzata has to tag up, and now Royals Michaela Jones-Klossing getting a shift here back to play that puck in the corner. Trojans able to keep it in, at least for the moment, then sent out on a second try as they got it by Megan Marshall. Ayer back to pick it up for Wayzata. A fast-paced game, not always everything smooth, but definitely a lot of skating and good effort by both teams all game long.
Well, this is one of the few times we've seen the third line for Hopkins. They've been primarily going two lines so far tonight, and this third line came in just to keep some legs going in those first two lines here. Probably need a break.
Long run thrown on that. Yeah, a lot of those players were on the power play and out there pretty much the entire time. So now it's rolled back into Wayzata's zone, and they're going to wave off icing as that puck slowed to a crawl there by the end. Meister up with it. Ali Wiedela will flip it into the corner. Jones-Klossing back there for the Royals. Now Glover comes over to get it. Glover slamming on the brakes. Haven't had any goals in the second period. It's still 2-1 Wayzata late in period 2. Floated ahead, and Mobley up with it. Mobley cutting it to the middle, and Stelter making a glove save on that one. Mobley made a nice move there, but Wisniewski at least stayed in position to bother her a little bit here.
Yes, but I love that strategy by the Hopkins Royals. You're getting us pushed into our zone. They get a person flying out in the neutral zone and hit him. That'll make them aware.
Glover ripping a shot wide. Fight for it along the boards here. And pulled out of there by Wolzman, but then didn't connect on her attempted pass to Ashley Wiedela, so that'll be an icing call against the Trojans here, and we'll head back into Wayzata's zone with 2:53 to go in our second period of play, and still a 2-1 lead for the home team, the Trojans of Wayzata.
coach has got to be pleased with the way the Royals are playing, and they've give and take here. Now, neither team's outplayed the other, and I think they've both played to their strengths and done a very good job so far tonight.
Haberman chased back there by Rusbeck for Wayzata, but Haberman able to accelerate away or pass off the stick there of Jenna Kimbrell. And then intercepted at center ice. Nice move into the offensive zone.
Ooh.
Stelter dropping that one as Basil put the shot on net, but Stelter able to pounce on it and cover up and force another face-off here in the Trojan zone. Kind of interesting that both teams have had their goalie play every game this year so far.
And, you know, there's a little worry about Stelter so far, too. I think she's back. She's playing very well. She's focused. She's on the puck. Her position's very good. She's done a real good job for the Trojans tonight. That's a bonus for them.
Puck loose in front. Here's a quick shot, and Stelter having to make a nice save on Hope Doctor there.
Now, it was right in the danger zone, too, of where you want to shoot from in the slot, right in the middle. You got your stick on the inside. You can go either direction toward it, and she was right on it. A little bit outside of her crease, cutting down the angle. Nice job there. You can tell how focused she is. Watch how this comes in now.
Sometimes those are the dangerous chances, too, where it isn't smooth and the puck just kind of winds up on someone's stick.
Yeah, and if you saw where Stelter was, she was outside of her crease. There wasn't much to shoot at once that puck got through. That's a goalie being on top of her game.
And anticipating well, too.
Yes.
She's following it. She's not she did a good job of tracking just where that puck was and what might come out of it. And that puck came out of the zone ever so briefly there and back in, and an offside call against Hopkins. So face off outside the blue line here with 1:48 to play here in the period. And Wayzata looking to take advantage of that last change as they put Shannon and Meister back there on D.
You know, Meister, number 23, has been real visible for the Trojans.
Got it across to Hanley. It looked like for a moment she was going to be open for a shot, but they quickly converged on her. Mobley trying to spin away from Meister there, and now Hanley will pick it up behind the net. Hanley knocked down, and a pass out front. Shannon really throwing her body into Hanley. Probably if you're a fan of the team in blue, you're thinking maybe that arm should have went up there. And the pass comes back, and all the way down the ice, the Royals will have to track it down, and Tyra Swanson turns on the Jets and going to make it tough for them. And they're able to force a turnover there as Ransom jumped in to help. Now Hanley. A minute to go here in the second. Ransom will tip it and head on the end, trying to draw a penalty, it looked like there, as she went around Glover.
The Oscars are coming up here shortly.
And a near giveaway out front. Very dangerous pass for Hopkins, but they'll get away with it. Here comes Patterson. Patterson waiting for some help as they're changing up their forward line. Plays it back out to Haberman at the point. Winds up, fires, and that one got through traffic. 25 seconds to go in the period. Glover sending it behind. Now flipped toward the front, but intercepted there by Wiedela. Looking for Wolzman. Wolzman and Haberman battle, and look at the stick work by Haberman. That was phenomenal. Wolzman back to it. And now a long one pushed in by Ali Wiedela, and that's going to about do it for our second period. Did not lack for action. We did not have any goals, though, and it stays 2-1 Wayzata after 2. We will be back with our second period highlights and then the third here on 12 Sports. And welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. Still a 2-1 game here. Wayzata leading Hopkins Park. And no scoring in our second period of play, although it was still a really fun period, actually, as Meister slides the pass over to Shannon. Look at that great save there, kicking out the left pad by Carlander. And she'll get tested on more than one occasion there. A low, hard shot from the point by Ali Wiedela, and Carlander pops on that one. And at the other end, Stelter was definitely tested too. There's one by Hamley in close, denied. And then cutting it across was Mobley across the middle, and Stelter getting her glove out to snare that one, which may have been headed wide perhaps, but still a good stop. So shots are relatively even. Wayzata a slight edge, and a slight edge in scoring chances. They have taken one more penalty, and Hopkins has the only power play goal of this game. Our third period is still to come here. An important one for both teams, and it's a one-goal game right now. Wayzata leading Hopkins 2-1. We'll be right back here to Plymouth.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
And we get set for period number 3 here at Plymouth Ice Center with a 2-1 lead for Wayzata. Well, the first period was an interesting one where Hopkins got off to a good start. Wayzata definitely dominated the latter part of the period. The second was kind of back and forth. We had some stretches where each of them really had good things going. We have had good goaltending by that young lady, Carlander, and also Stelter at the other end too. So we have stayed at 2-1. You've gotten to the point now of seeing what both teams want to do, and it's just a matter of who's going to be able to impose their will a little bit on the other, I think.
Well, Hopkins now, both teams got to stay out of the box. But 5-on-5 Hopkins, use your speed and skill, and keep it in the Wayzata zone. Wayzata, you're big, strong, and physical. Start doing that and getting back in front of the Hopkins net and causing havoc in front of Carlander. If she doesn't see the puck, you have an opportunity to score. So we'll see who affects their game here in the third period.
Puck played by a high stick there by Hopkins, so the face-off will come back into their zone as they got a very early shot attempt that skipped wide of Stelter there, and now the Royals will have to have a defensive zone draw here as Ali Wiedela steps in to take it for Wayzata. Here's Glover leading the rush here. Very smooth skating defenseman for the Royals. Puts it out front, and it was in Wolzman's skates, but they didn't panic. Wolzman coming out of there with it. Just missed Wiedela with that one. Haberman back the other way for Hopkins. Banking it to an open wing there, and it's going to trickle back into Wayzata's zone where Ali Wiedela will pick it up. And banked out to center. Hope Doctor grabbing it there for Hopkins. Now here's a long high shot that sails up over the net. Doctor trying to keep that one in. Now Haberman stepping in at the point. It rolls out to center. Ashley Wiedela will come to get it for Wayzata. Throws it to the corner as they look to complete their line change. Takeaway by Ransom. And Ransom fortunate not to get another penalty there as she got the skate out. And they bring it out front, and a shot, and Carlander, kind of a quick whistle. Didn't really have it covered, but they lost sight of it, so we'll have a face-off coming up.
Boy, watch this move by Ransom. Boy, just gets that puck right up front, uses her size, slips in between. She never should have got in between. Didn't quite get the shot off, but it trickled into Carlander, and she couldn't. She got handcuffed by it, but fortunate for a whistle for her.
And as I was saying at the time, I think Ransom was fortunate she didn't get a tripping penalty.
Yes.
It was subtle, but she kicked out her skate a little bit. Mobley putting a shot on. Stelter the save. Pushed to the corner by Meister, and she chases it down. Tipped to center and stolen there and thrown back in by the Royals. Iyer back to get it for Wayzata. Meister had it knocked away by Mobley. Both players fall down, and now Meister sending it back the other way toward Iyer. Wolzman taking that pass, now putting it ahead and tipped in by Tyra Swanson. She'll head off on a change. Glover banking it, but not out. Wiedela pinching in to keep it alive. Wolzman now up with it. Wolzman trying to put it out front. Hit Hanley's skate, and Hanley nearly fell over backward. Nice pass back down to Wolzman. Wolzman trying to get it to the front. Glover, though, able to steal that puck. Hands it over to Hanley just as she was falling, and now floats it back out.
I think we're seeing the refs are going to let them play this period. There could have been another tripping penalty there too, so, and that'll be interesting.
Shot by Ashley Wiedela. Royals unable to clear. Wolzman up with it. Backhand pass broken up by Glover. And able to just float it ahead to Kimbrell. And Kimbrell will push it into the Trojan zone. And there's a takeaway. Puck just jabbed away. Royals trying to get an opportunity there as Greta Bragg stole that pass. She was just kind of right place at the right time, and the defender skated it right into her. Marshall carries it in. Wayzata looking to complete a change behind her here. Haberman now spins away. Boy, she is so good with her stick and such a good skater. Near turnover there. Just as I praise her, though. And dangerous pass across ice there, getting to Greta Bragg, and they'll knock it into the Wayzata zone. Zek up with it. Fight for it here, and eventually now Mobley comes away with it for Hopkins. Mobley up the right side, shooting off Stelter's glove. Back out to the point, Haberman, they look for a tip, and off the blocker then of Stelter as Patterson's deflection, I think, was probably going to be wide of the net, but she wasn't going to take any chances.
Well, you got a one-goal game here, Jay, and can turn real quick to get it tied up, or if Wayzata gets that two-goal spread, you know, this next goal is a big goal, whoever gets it.
Puck stolen there. They waved off icing, and I think rightly so. Glover tried to sell it as though she was making an effort to get to it, but really just let it go by. And they now this is going to be a penalty coming up. Taylor Nelson will be called for a trip for Wayzata. And Hopkins will go to the power play as she got a lot of the leg of Glover on the way by.
A nice hip check there by Taylor Nelson. Unfortunately, that's not legal in girls hockey. She sticks her hip out there and just gets into the hip of Glover and brings her down. And, of course, Glover bleeding, of course. There's a big opportunity here for the Hopkins Royals. And they've been a well-oiled machine on these power plays, Jay. They just need to get another one through. They've already gotten one through.
Cleared out by Wayzata, and Ashley Wiedela giving chase after it. And they're able to knock it away from Mobley. The Wiedela sisters working out there on the penalty kill. Now Haberman back up with it here for Hopkins. Sliding the pass across, broken up, but Hanley then wins it back. Here's Kylie Hanley, a little trouble with the handle there. Drops it to Glover at the point. Glover looking for a screen, air mills it over the net though. Meister couldn't clear. Mobley a shot, and that one deflects into the corner. Now Hanley. Down deep with it. Haberman took a little bit of a check there, but not enough to be a penalty check. As Meister comes up with it, she'll send it out, and the Trojans get a clear, and they also get a chance to change their penalty killers.
Well, so far so good with the Trojans. They're killing it off. And the Hopkins got themselves set up in there. They just couldn't get one past Stelter. And bad angle shots, too. They're being held wide. They're not getting much up front. And if it does, it either flies over or gets blocked.
Here's a good chance on the backhand by Haberman, but Stelter stayed with it, able to see it. And it's going to trickle back out to center. Across to Glover. She'll hammer it on in. Haberman there to pick it up. Haberman coming out front, or trying to anyway. Got a shot away, and Stelter a stick save. Now Wayzata able to come up with it and clear it down the rink.
Well, it's the first time in a long time we haven't really seen a sustained power play in the zone. Wayzata's doing enough to just kind of get it off keel and then get it out of the zone on their own.
Zach trying to send that puck out, and apparently it did just come out. So offside here against the Royals. Down to 3 seconds to go in the power play for Hopkins, and so Wayzata's done a solid job on the kill here.
Well, it's been good all year for the Trojans. They've done a great job killing off penalties, and right now it's really key. And I think it'll give them a boost if they kill this thing off for 3 seconds. They will.
One thing I like, too, about their penalty kill, and I think it speaks to the fact that they know they have some depth, is you're seeing players really skate in hard and create pressure on the puck carrier a little bit. They're not just laying back. And that tells me that they know that they have teammates they can rely on too, that, you know, if you get a little bit tired or you get a little out of position, it's not the end of the world, so that they're willing to give that effort to go after it hard. Put off the side of the net there by Wisniewski.
Well, we were talking, you know, for the game about, you know, kids playing afraid to make a mistake, you know, and gripping their sticks a little tighter and just being a little stiff about it. Those penalty kills, I agree with you, Jay. They're playing a little more loose. They're taking some chances, and they're forcing the power play to get discombobulated. And right now, with the 1-goal game, let her flow, man. Go for it. See if you can get that second goal. You know, Hopkins has to play that way. They got to rock because they're down by a goal, but Wayzata's got to play the same way.
Wolzman carrying it through the middle there, keeps possession as they finish making a change. Gets the return pass here.
Ooh.
Wolzman looking out front with it. Battle for it. It's off Carlander's pad. Referee a close look, and it certainly didn't get all the way by into that goal line. Now Wolzman controlling it. Glover, though, will intercept for Hopkins. Had trouble getting it past Zek initially, and now the Trojans get it right back. Zek carrying it in. Oh, and ridden off it. Mobley got her stick up a little bit. I think Zek was trying to draw that one, but they don't get it. Wolzman throwing it across. Zek getting control, shooting. And Carlander coming out to cut the angle down. Shannon handing it over. Here's Zek again shooting, and Carlander able to make the stop and hang on to force the face-off.
Yeah, the other thing we're watching tonight, too, is just with these opportunities that both teams are having right here, the Trojans, good goaltending. Good goaltending. Both Carlander and Stelter have done a great job tonight, Jay. They've had a lot of shots put on them. They've saved their teams. They've kept this a 1-goal game, and it's always fun to watch.
Out front, it's deflected away. Thrown back across, and an opportunity here. Long shot in on net. And again, Carlander is there in position for the Royals.
Rezabek coming in and getting a shot on goal. And, you know, the good part of this, they get a face-off inside the zone.
Royals control it and dump down the rink. And it will indeed be icing against Hopkins, so we will head right back into the Hopkins zone here. 8:22 to play in our third period. And when we had that, you know, all three of these goals came in a span, Dan, of a little less than 5 minutes, and then nothing since. At that point, you would have probably predicted it was going to be a little more than a 2-1 game at this point. At least it looked like it for a while.
It's really surprising you say that, because with the amount of opportunities that both teams have had, it seems like it's been a high-scoring game, and we're looking at a 2-1 score. But I didn't realize that.
Pass out front, deflected off the skate that time of Russo, and now here comes Haberman for Hopkins. Haberman trying to get to the net, and can do, and then a little extracurriculars there, both on the initial rush and then the follow-up.
Olsen and Meister in front, kind of like, hi there. You shouldn't be there. Well, I'm going to be here anyway. Well, then I'm going to move you out of there. Well, then I'm going to fight back. Well, the Royals going to the net there. That's good. That's what they want if there was a chance for a rebound. And the defense played by Sarah Iyer there was really good on Haberman. She didn't worry about the puck. She stayed on Haberman's body and did it right in girls hockey. They shouldn't check her, but she took her off the puck.
Sent back behind the net. Chipped over to Marshall for Wayzata. Able to get that pass to Ransom. Oh, Glover, a great steal, but then couldn't keep possession. Wayzata would have been offside there. That's why Swanson didn't play that one. So now Glover chased back. Glover knocked down. Penalty coming up. It's going to be Ransom that will go here. And it's a trip.
Boy, oh boy, you don't like seeing taking a penalty inside the offensive zone here. Ransom with that stick has just thrown it into the legs, and it's... Okay, I'm going to let it go at that. Man, oh man, stop. Golden opportunity here for the Royals.
Off the draw, puck stays loose in the circle and then controlled by Wolzman for Wayzata. And she is able to dump it on out. Played over now to Mobley. Wolzman, though, able to free that puck up. Dropping it back to the corner. Ashley Wiedela giving chase. Trying to tie Glover up. Glover looking to Hamley. Hamley carrying it in, sliding it across, and that shot blocked. Izzy Shannon did a nice job of denying Olsen. And Shannon got real physical there, and if they weren't already shorthanded, that one might have possibly drawn a whistle too.
You know, I think that's right, though, for Wayzata. I mean, they're getting physical with the Royals in their zone. I think they have to, and if you do it right, it'll pay out. It's already paid off for you because you're squeezing off plays and letting your goalie be the goalie, and you're not letting any rebound chances get taken advantage of by the Royals.
Haberman with speed up the right side. Zach stepping up nicely there. A pass still came out front and broken up by Iyer, and then cleared all the way down. And the race for the puck, first to it will be Taylor Nelson for Wayzata.
Oh, nice play by Glover there. Just took her right off the puck and got control.
Tipped by Wiedela on the way out. Both Wiedelas on the penalty kill. They seem to really thrive on creating havoc, don't they?
They got some nastiness to them. I love it.
Back in Glover. Only 20 seconds to go in the power play here for Hopkins. They have not done much with it again after they scored easily on their very first one of the game, only 9 seconds into a power play. Glover circles the net, bringing it out into the slot. Now gets an angle and they score. Well, I spoke a little too soon about not much happening on the power play, and the Royals have evened it up.
Couldn't happen to Kate Glover. Has been just outstanding in this game, especially in the power play. She controlled this puck for a full minute almost, and the Trojans made the mistake of letting her have the middle in the slot, and she buried it. Look at this, coming right on. Nobody's on her. Just rips it, and Stelter's all basically left hanging because that's danger zone, smack in the middle of the slot, 15 feet out. You can pick your spot, and I don't care how good an angle you cut off. Big play by Glover. She looks a little tired. Nice play, young lady. Wow.
And it was interesting how Wayzata, they had done a pretty good job of staying with her, but then it was maybe just a slight miscommunication. They peeled off and nobody stepped in to take her when she made that turn to the front.
Well, once she gets out by the circles coming around, the forwards on top on the penalty have got to take her. And they didn't that time. They just let her float. You take her. No, I thought you were going to take her. Whoa.
An unassisted goal for Glover, her 8th of the year. Out front it comes, Wayzata jamming at it again. And no goal. Bodies in the net. Carlander is all sprawled out. They were just going to hack away at it. And whistle sounds, and Carlander did end up with the puck under her.
Good response by the Trojans, though, Jay. Got her right down in front and just said, okay, fine, you tied it, but we're coming right back at you. Conglomeration of bodies in front of the net. I love it. But that's how Wayzata scored, though, during this game, Jay. They've gotten bodies in front of Carlander. If she sees the puck, she's going to make the save. You've got to get in front of her and agitate her or block her sight of the puck.
You saw Wolzman didn't exactly like the explanation she got about something at the end of that play, as they felt maybe there could have been a penalty. But now Wayzata really buzzing. It seems as though that Hopkins goal has kind of angered them or woke them up a little bit. Controlled here by Ali Wiedela. Putting it to the front. Oh, and then that one right off the mask of Carlander, and she's able to dive out and cover it. I believe it was Ashley Wiedela who, after that first one was deflected, she popped a little quick shot, and I think it hit right in the mask of Carlander. I'm joking with the official a little bit there. Let's watch this one right here. Watch Wiedela chip it. No, actually off the blocker. Yeah, I thought it had gotten masked. Glover, oh, and that one, speaking of hitting someone in the head, there Taylor Nelson took that one right in the noggin.
This is kind of a little bit of old-time hockey here, Jay. We've had a lot of good physical play, a lot of good puck control, a lot of good chances and opportunities, but this game's gotten real physical.
And that was sometimes the case in the history of this rivalry, too. And I know, even though we obviously don't have stripes or whistles before games, Vin Paolucci, when he was coaching Hopkins, would always talk about, oh, Wayzata, if they call it the right way, we'll be in the power play. Here's Mobley carrying it in, and the stop. There is a penalty coming up. Stelter made the save, but we're going to get an interference penalty coming up against Taylor Nelson of Wayzata on the back check.
Yeah, and Izzy Shannon could have gone too. Boy, there was a battle going on with her and that weak side winger coming down back and forth. But what a play. What an opening up. Well, Hopkins has done this very well where they fly a winger out, and you can see where she got pulled down there after the shot came in. And Izzy Shannon, somebody else was getting involved on the other side of the net and went into the boards and were poking at each other. So I think Hopkins is calling the timeout here.
All 3 penalties in the third have been on Wayzata. You can't really argue with that one.
Nope.
It dragged her down. And they're going to use a timeout. They realize this would be an opportunity to surge into the lead and maybe win this game if they can convert on another power play chance.
Yeah. Well, here you go again, too. That well-coached Hopkins team. We were getting pushed and pushed and pushed in his own. Get that winger out there, boy, turn it around. Creates an opportunity now. They're going to get a power play. Set it up. I love the way this game's gone back and forth and the way the kids have executed, especially in that breakout play like that we saw. So we'll see if Wayzata's got to do a good job here. This is key for them. And the other thing, too, is don't play tight. Don't worry about giving up a goal. Worry about just killing the penalty and getting some offense going. It's a tie game. Play it out. This is what you're playing. This is the fun part of hockey right now when it's tight and close.
So Hopkins should have, a little opportunity to rest their top guns. Obviously, not hard to figure that they want Haberman out there. They want Hanley out there. They want Glover out there. And that strategy was part of that timeout, but also it was getting them a little breather so that they're ready to go and try and score here.
Well, surprisingly enough, Kylie Hanley's got 3 power play goals for the Royals, and she's really been shut down pretty good today by the Trojans.
Thrown out front, Stelter the save, and she's able to cover it up as they jab at it. And a face-off coming up in the Wayzata zone again as Stelter did a good job. The puck, she kept it at her feet and then was able to pounce on it.
Oh, goalie's the #1 penalty killer, Jay. She's got to be in top, and she's played well today.
Mobley sending it down to Haberman. Back out. Here's Mobley in the circle, teeing it up. Goes over the net. Stelter's lost her stick. She gets it back from a teammate. Now Glover giving it to Haberman. Slap to the corner, but Glover there. Haberman coming out of there with it. Flicking one, and Stelter the save as they had a lot of traffic right in her doorstep. Now Hanley. Hanley trying to bring it to the middle. Down low, the shot. Oh, and I think it hit either the goal stick or the post. Almost beat Stelter. Hopkins looking for the lead. Haberman, backhander, slides to the corner. Mobley back out to the point. Glover again with that little spin away move. Down low, Haberman looking to bring it to the front. Shoots, and that one was off the pipe. Had Stelter beat on the near side, and somehow it stayed out. 45 to go in the power play. Hopkins trying to go into the lead here. They tied it up on a power play goal not long ago and trying to see if they can squeeze another one in and go ahead. Coming into the zone and taking down, but Wayzata was already shorthanded, and that's the one where the officials look around and I didn't see anything, did you?
Yeah, really, oh my gosh.
Here's Glover. Hanley met there, and a nice job. Tyra Swanson able to take it away and send it back in, and Ashley Wiedela giving chase with Mobley. Mobley comes up with it. Only 5 seconds to go in the power play, though. Mobley to the slot, shoots. Stelter had some trouble with that fluttering puck. Penalty time is over. So Hopkins had some great chances, but not quite able to get one into the net. Patterson Flips it back into the Wayzata zone. Shannon sending it around to Zach. Zach's pass.
Nice.
Onto the tape of Ransom. Ransom shooting, but it was blocked wide to Mitchell, and then Ransom throwing a huge hit. Back the other way come the Royals now, and we are going to have a penalty called here on Shannon for a hook. Wayzata got away with one again by Ransom and back behind the net, but then Shannon on the way back up. And at some point, the Trojans, you have to realize that, hey, this is what's being called. And you can argue, but
Izzy, I mean, look at the stick work. It just keeps whacking at her. That's a plain and simple hook. There's no question about it. I don't know what she's arguing about. You got to control that stick, young lady. And the other part of it is, why did you let that winger get behind you? I mean, boy, we talked about this before the game too. And this is, 1 minute 20 left in a tie game, and you take a penalty. All right, another opportunity here. And again, now we're getting a rest again for the top players for Hopkins, Jay. And in the first half of that last penalty, they had some opportunities, just nothing in front. So Wayzata did a good job of changing that. Now, they got to do it again. Stelter's been good. If you can break this, at least get it into an overtime now. I mean, that's kind of what you hope, unless for some reason you get a breakaway, which with the Wiedela sisters, you might be able to pull off. But right now, just kill this penalty and then get it to overtime if you're the Trojans, and take it there.
Here's the last power play here. Hopkins, watch Haberman coming out, and she'll hit the near side post up top. Wow. Just a dynamite shot. And, you talk about a game of inches. That was so close to going in as she got it up over Stelter and up near where the crossbar and that side post meet.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say, Stelter's got to settle down a little bit. She seems to get a little adrenaline rush, trying to be aggressive on the puck. Sometimes you just got to let it come to you. Make sure you cover your holes, your short side, your 5-hole, and just relax and let the puck come to you, and then smother it. And she's done a good job, but just relax now. Just do what you do and be aware of it.
So here we go with the power play for the Royals. They're fourth in a row in this period, although as we talked about, I don't know that Wayzata has much argument on really any of them. Not to say that maybe there couldn't have been something on Hopkins along the way or whatever, but just because it's been 4 straight against Wayzata doesn't mean they've not been the right calls.
Yes, absolutely.
Hanley coming up with it now for the Royals. Puts it out to Glover, right back to Hanley. Under a minute to play, back across. Here's Mobley, a shot, but a whistle. I think we had someone in the crease. As trying her best to camp out front was Amanda Olsen, and I think that she got a little bit too much into the blue paint there.
Stelter kind of with that look of, thank you, I appreciate that very much. That was a big whistle right there. That was a big whistle.
Royals win the draw nicely. Now Mobley around the horn. Here comes Haberman. Haberman and sliding it across too far for Patterson. Tipped away from Hanley. Wolzman able to get a vital clear there for Wayzata. That was big. Now Wiedela and Mobley fighting for the puck. Mobley will get it over to Glover. One big last chance here. Under 30 to go in regulation of a 2-2 game. Power play here for Hopkins. But Wayzata getting to it first. Wisniewski trying to get it out, but couldn't quite do so. Hanley for Haberman. Haberman to the front, sliding it across. Mobley couldn't reach it. Under 10 seconds to play. Glover tees it up, fires. That one deflects into the corner. Couple seconds left. Will they get one last chance? Haberman trying to bring it to the front, and regulation time has come to an end, and we are going to play extra time here at Plymouth Ice Center as we stay at 2-2. Of course, the power play will carry over into OT. So we will take a little time out here and come back with more hockey here. Lake Conference girls action on 12 Sports. Hopkins and Wayzata are evened up at 2 apiece.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Hey, going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
30 million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
A very entertaining game so far here through regulation. 2-2, Hopkins Park and Wayzata. And Wayzata, you know, at the one time, they carried a 2-1 lead for so long. And on the one hand, they may be disappointed, but at the same time, they were able to fight off, you know, some of those penalty kills. Obviously, we're not done yet, but to get to through regulation and into OT, by the way things went late, they probably feel a little bit good about that.
I'd say so, but just quit shooting yourself in the foot, for heaven's sakes. Come on. You're a good hockey team, and right now you're deeper than the team you're playing, but you're allowing that team that you're deep with to get rested up. And their best players are able to come out here for 5 or 6 minutes straight at you. And so the farther this goes in overtime, I think it favors Wayzata if they can kill this penalty and move forward with that.
So here we go into OT, and the Trojans win the draw, and Meister wastes no time chopping it down the rink. Now Glover to play it here for Hopkins. Mobley taking the pass. She'll carry it in as they get their power play set up. Played it for Haberman, although Meister read it pretty well, and Meister wins that stick battle, at least initially. Around to Wolzman. Wolzman will reverse it back for Meister and able to clear. Boy, nice job by both players there.
Very nice. Those 2D played that very, very well to get an opening and get out of there. And now let's let the Wiedelas go at it.
Yeah, exactly. Ali Wiedela. Back for Zach. Hamley intercepts. Penalty is over, so now Wayzata see if they get a chance. There's going to be a hand pass called there. Killed that penalty, and now maybe if they get a little momentum and try and see if they can't jump on the Royals right away after this.
Boy, they almost had it, too. I'll tell you what, they'd killed that penalty. They were inside the Hopkins zone. They just got the extra player out there from the penalty back in. Just the hand pass kind of took it apart. Now they got to go back in their own zone. But, okay, first step is over for Wayzata. Disappointing for Hopkins. They didn't score, but Wayzata kills this penalty off. Now they got 7:13 yet to use that time and that physicalness and hopefully have a worn-down Hopkins team.
Here's a shot by Patterson that goes wide. She will chase it down here. Hamley trying to reel away from the defender there. Got tied up. Patterson getting back to it. Here's Hamley to the backhand, slides it across. Mobley picks it up. Koo Mitchell sending it back down to the corner where Hamley gains control. Back out, and it gets away from Koo Mitchell, and she's got Swanson bearing down on her, but didn't panic. Got it over to Haberman. Haberman now carrying it for the Royals. Trying to get an angle to get a shot away here as she keeps possession. Trying to slide it out front, but really nobody there in a blue jersey anyway. Intercepted, but then given away, and Haberman will bank it off the glass and back in deep. Iyer chase back. Hopkins aggressive on the forecheck. Got it to Shannon. Swanson able to trickle it out to center. Sent right back in though. Shannon picks it up. Couple minutes into the extra session, and that pass misses. Icing call coming here against Wayzata.
Boy, just that quickness, positioning, and speed of the Royals right now. Just doing a tremendous job forechecking, not letting Wayzata get out beyond that person who has the puck. They can't make a pass. They can't stick handle around them, and just being bottled up. And that's got to be frustrating for the Trojans. The Royals doing a real good job.
Hanley winning the draw. That's tipped wide. Zek's pass taken away. Mobley plays it back to Hanley in the corner. Zach comes in to try and take it from her and does so nicely. Wolzman. She'll speed up the hole, and then Glover, a rare mistake. Wolzman to the front and just missed. Trying to go top corner. That Glover really turned inside out. Probably one of the few times today where she's had a play not go her way. Zach throwing it across and just tipped away from Wiedela. She had a swing and a miss on it, but I'm pretty sure the defender got a little piece of it. Now Zach sliding it across to Meister. Intercepted by Hanley. Hanley going to the net, now circles around, will drop it back to the point. Haberman's going to tee it up, and Stelter the save, and left no rebound, and then for good measure, Meister dumping Olsen to the ice.
A good opportunity here, coming in, but look at Wiedela. Look at Wiedela on the far side. She was wide open. Just a quick pass under the stick and could have got one in. Yeah, just a great pass shot by Haberman here.
I thought Ku Mitchell, though, did a pretty good job of on that 2-on-1 of at least making it not a sure thing to be able to get that pass across. She was at least in position where I think it would have been difficult to get it there. So I didn't really have a problem with the decision to shoot that puck, but
I can't disagree with you.
Haberman leading the rush out of there. She's been impressive here today for sure. Here's Haberman's shot, and that one deflected way up into the netting. Got all kinds of Wayzata jerseys hanging in there above that meeting room up top here. And of course, it was senior day here at Wayzata, and had a nice ceremony for all their seniors, which, as Dan pointed out, they have a lot of them.
Yes, they do.
Off the draw here, a battle for it. Shannon coming up with it. And they clear it down the rink. Let's see if this will be icing. Nope, going to be waved off. Haberman back to get it here for Hopkins. 4:10 to go in overtime. Still tied, obviously, as we're still playing. And it's 2-2. As Hopkins got the goal 11 and a half minutes into the third on a power play that tied it up after a long period of time where it was 2 on Wayzata. Wolzman giving it to Wiedela, and Royals able to take it away. Got it out to center there where Iyer has to regroup and send it back in. Ku Mitchell stops it for the Royals. Olsen sending it back in. Stelter out for a skate there. Leaves it for Shannon. Shannon, and they misfire, trying to hit that long home run pass at the blue line, but Swanson, they just weren't quite able to connect.
You know what I like about that, though, Jay? What the heck? That's a mistake, but go ahead and take a shot, because if it does hit, all of a sudden you're running in and getting an opportunity. So, you can't really fault Izzy for that. It was a good opportunity, and she took a shot at it.
Off the draw, Nelson out muscling Hanley to that puck. Meister looking to send it around to Zach. And banked out. The race is on now. Taylor Nelson trying to get there. Glover gets there first, but Glover got a little too confident, I think, that she was going to be able to stick handle it. Back out to Meister. Here's her shot. Tons of traffic in front. Turnaround try. It's way up in the air and off a glove. Comes to the slot again. Here's a shot. Another try at it. Bodies in front blocking that one, and the Royals able to clear. And it goes up on edge, so it'll definitely be an icing call against Hopkins as they're mad scramble. There were so many bodies in front there. That's good in a way, but also it's hard to really find anywhere to shoot the puck if you've got so many bodies blocking the net.
Yeah, but this is where the ricochet factor comes in a big way, too. You know, sometimes it'll hit a stick of play going down or come off a shin pad, but Rezabek did a heck of a nice job there. Mandy really took control of it and got it back out front a couple times and then got a couple opportunities to fire it away. So it was finally Wayzata to get some opportunities here. They really haven't had too much in the OT.
Back down to the corner. Trojans looking to set it up again. Here comes Meister swinging it across. Zach shooting. And that one knocked down. Thrown at the net from the side there. And Carlander sticking it aside. I think she's a little surprised by that puck coming. Now back down behind the net. Wolzman putting it out front. Ooh, and it deflects right to the edge of the net. There's where your goaltending mechanics come into play. If you've got that short side covered, it's no big deal. But let's face it, sometimes people slip away from that a little bit, but Carlander did not.
Well, she's been on it. I'll tell you what, for a while there, they weren't really giving her any problems whatsoever. She did not see a puck for quite a while here in the third period and in this OT, and she's still on her game because sometimes you can kind of fall asleep, so to speak.
Royals win the draw. Patterson able to get it out. Now Shannon, 2:10 to play in OT. Wolzman chips it in for the Trojans, and they'll give chase. Haberman's going to be there first. Haberman's pass, though, broken up by Wiedela, and now the other Wiedela jumping in to help. Here's Shannon. Turnaround try by Wiedela. And now here come the Royals with Glover, the defenseman, leading the rush. Throws it to the corner, goes and gets it herself. Glover circling the net. Now sliding it across. Mobley's shot blocked there by Ashley Wiedela. 2-on-2 rush back the other way, but I think this line's probably a little tired. They've been out there a while. Wiedela looking. Shannon was briefly open in the slot, but it wasn't to the puck yet. Now here's Wolzman, a shot, and that one directed to the corner. Minute 15 to go. Shannon sending it in behind. Wolzman, who really likes to work from behind that net, according to Coach Wacker. And across. Zach, a shot. Oh, and that one, Kerms. There's what you were talking about. Never know what it's going to hit and go into the net.
It looked like Rezabek. It could have gone off her shin pad and changed direction.
Back out, under a minute to go now in OT, and Wayzata putting on some late pressure in this extra session. Ransom.
Come on, move the puck. Less than a minute. You can't sit there and play with it there. You got to get it out front, get it moving. This is working in the Hopkins' favor right here.
And they're able to pull it off the wall there. Rezabek was knocked down. Kept in for the moment anyway, and now chopped out. And a whistle with 24.8 to go here in overtime. Good hockey game here.
Whew. As I said, we're looking at a 2-2 game, and it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's been like a 7-7 or 5-5 game with a lot of goals and stuff, but it's been a really good hockey game. I'm impressed with both teams. They play a very good game.
I don't know that, you don't love ties, but I think to a certain degree in this game that might be the just result. Oh, and there's a save by Carlander. That one was a game saver for the Royals right there. They are reeling. Here's a takeaway, a chance. Oh, and Carlander with a huge save. I thought the first one was pretty good. The second was even better as she denies Allie Wiedela.
Oh, my God. Great forechecking here by the Trojans. Two of them all by themselves, and Wiedela just opened for that upper net, and just Carlander says, I'm having none of it. Look at her. Look at her face like, yeah, okay, what else you got?
Gave a little wink there, it looked like.
Yes, she did.
And now Hamley up with it for the Royals, and they're just going to have to be satisfied with getting it out and trying to survive to keep it a tie. And that is exactly what is going to happen here. So a 2-2 tie. Great hockey game here. Wayzata taking a number of penalties in the third, which really hurt their momentum. Hopkins getting some game savers by that young lady, Annika Carlander there, as she came up with none bigger than that very last one. It was a really a great shot, too, by Wheeler. Not much you'd change except for get it by the goalie. And Stelter also having a nice game there. I think both goalies can feel pretty good about what they did out here today.
I agree. It was a nice game. Both teams, I think, played well. The difference was the amount of penalties that the Wayzata Trojans took. It evened the game out for the Hopkins Royals. But, boy, I'll tell you what, there's some players out here on both teams. It was fun to watch, and I think both coaches got to be pleased about, the way the kids played. They played good. So it's a good game tonight.
First tie of the season, actually, for Wayzata. So they now in conference play will be 1-2-1, as is Hopkins Park, 1-2-1 in Lake play. Hope you've enjoyed this one. For Dan Ficken and all of our 12 Sports crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Plymouth Ice Center.